In this video, we are going to talk about how to tell if your ex misses you or not. But first, my name is Clay with MODERNLOVE.LIFE, where we help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you're not, because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up or by subscribing to this channel if you are not already subscribed. It's right down there next to the thumbs up button. Can't miss it. Also, I wanted to let you know that we do have our course called the X Solution Program. It is linked down in the description box below this video. It covers the entire range of how to connect with your ex on an emotional level to create that channel of emotional bonding between the two of you and really, create a possibility for the two of you to create a new, better, stronger relationship together. It's been around for years and years and years. You can learn more about it down in the description box. A lot of people had great success with it. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about how to tell if your ex misses you or not. First things first, if they are making plans about the future and you happen to occupy some sort of space in that plan, then it shows that they are kind of like thinking about you and wanting to spend more time with you and wanting to include you in the future. And this can really easily be explored, when they're making concrete plans with you, but it can also kind of be roughly explored if it's just sort of like whimsical sort of daydreaming kind of plans. And this is really true, especially right now. I'm recording this video in the middle of the situation that happened in springtime of 2020, if you know what I mean. Put a link up there. And so there's not a lot of people who are really making solid plans about the future because we don't know what's going to be in the future, right? But still, we can make these sort of daydreams of when this is all over, it'd be great if we could take a trip to the coast and, play on the beach, or when this is over, we should totally go to this music festival or whatever it might be, or we should totally go on a road trip across the country. And even if these are just sort of whimsical daydreams, you can kind of tell if your ex is thinking about these sorts of things with you. Of course, if they're concrete things let's totally do this, then that is, of course, a clear sign that they are trying to steer the two of you towards doing things in the future. Also, they might probe about your dating life or your relationship situation. They might, if they're missing you, they might try and find out if you're dating someone, if you are interested in someone, if you're seeing someone. They just kind of want to know what's going on with you so that they can know okay, is it okay for me to kind of open up and to really allow myself to miss you, to allow myself to want to be near you, to allow myself to explore what's possible between the two of us. They may also, on the flip side of that coin, they may also make it clear that they are available, that they are interested in, spending time with you. They're interested in you romantically even. I've, definitely seen that before. But usually people don't come to me when things are that clear. But I've definitely heard people say that, my ex is making it really clear that they're interested in me romantically. So that's obviously an indication that they miss you. Also, they may stay in contact with you for, let's just say, non-practical reasons. Now, obviously, if they're staying in contact with you for practical reasons, that's one thing. If you somehow share some sort of obligation together, whether that is children that you have together, or whether that is, trying to tie up the loose ends on the apartment that you had or on your phone bill that you had or something like that. Obviously, that is one entirely different situation. But if they're staying in contact with you for non-practical reasons, where it's just I just wanted to talk and see what's going on, or I just saw this thing and it reminded me of you or something, that shows that they are trying to create a connection between the two of you, especially when it's not necessary for it to be there. And they're creating that connection because they value it. They value having you in their life, and they want to have more of you in their life. That's why they're missing you, right? So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that sort of situation. Another thing that they might do if they miss you is they might interact with you for longer than they need to. Now, that's kind of building off of that last one, but if they're staying in contact with you for non-practical reasons, cool. But even if they're staying in contact with you for practical reasons, but they're kind of drawing out that interaction for longer than like, oh, hey, how much do I owe you for the bill? Oh, okay, here it is. I don't know, send it to you on PayPal or whatever. But they're like drawing it out, and they're like, oh, by the way, like how have you been handling things, or what's new with you, or did you see that thing that was on the news, or things like that. They're kind of like stretching it out for longer. They're kind of like lingering a little bit more. Then that shows that they miss you, that they're kind of hoping that something kind of builds from it. At least they're enjoying the interaction that's happening right there, and that they'd like to keep it moving forward, because there's obviously something valuable in it, something that they are experiencing in it that is valuable to them, that's uplifting to them, that is enjoyable to them. And so as long as that's enjoyable to you as well too, then hey, by all means, go ahead and explore what is possible in that interaction. And also, they may talk about your time together in a positive way. Now, obviously, the two of you broke up for whatever the reason may be. And, every relationship has its own challenges and, all that stuff. But if they're able to kind of look back at the time that you had together and admit that, like, yeah, there were some good times. Yeah, that was a fun thing that we did. Yeah, I'm really, I remember that time when we were on the trip and there was that interesting person that just sort of like stumbled in and started talking to us or whatever it might be. That shows that they're kind of like missing the time that the two of you had together. They're looking at it in a positive way. They're seeing it in a positive light, and they are kind of missing that closeness that the two of you shared, that camaraderie, that bonding, that shared experience that the two of you had. And it just shows that there is still something there between the two of you. Now, obviously, there are a lot of, unknowns in this whole situation. We're just kind of talking about a few potential things in this video. And like, I don't know your specific situation unless we've spoken personally or anything like that. But if you're seeing the things that we're talking about in this video, there's probably something going on there. And if you kind of nurture it and take it to the next level, you can really strengthen that little something, whether it's like a faint little wispy gossamer thread or whether it's like something quite robust. You can strengthen it by focusing in on that emotional connection. And as long as you focus on that emotional connection and keep the emotional channels clear by, clearing out any hurt emotions or anything that could be standing in the way between the two of you, and really focus on bonding, focusing on deepening the connection, and focusing on taking things where they need to go so that you and your ex can have a stronger emotional connection, then that is really the key to getting back together. And that is what we talk about inside of our course called the X Solution Program. It's really about keeping that emotional connection strong, strengthening it up, and helping you to navigate your ex's emotional world. If I had to look at like 3 main things that it covers, it's like number 1, understanding what's going on with your ex. We have the whole 5 stages that your ex goes through. Put a link to it up there if you're like new to it, but we go into it in a lot of detail. We also talk about advanced relational skills, which help to create that emotional connection. And then, of course, we also help you to navigate practical things like, okay, what do you text them? When do you say it? What do you do if they're in a rebound relationship? All that sort of stuff. But anyway, once again, that is all down in the description box below this video. But with that being said, just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Well, that's a loaded statement right there. Yeah, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and do it. But thank you for doing that. It does help out the channel. The more interactions that we have on this channel, whether it's the likes, the dislikes, the comments, the subscribes, all that stuff, it kind of tells YouTube like, hey, Clay's channel's all right. Like, we should show his videos to more people as opposed to like not showing them to more people. And of course it helps me out. So if that's something that you like, if you like these videos, if you like the stuff that I'm putting out and you want to help us out, obviously working with us is one way to do that, but just, hey, hitting that like button, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff helps us out as well too. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you want to learn more signs that your ex maybe wants you back or doesn't want you back, you can check out this video series over here. It goes into many of those signs. Or you might want to check out this video over here as well too. But thank you so much. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're doing well. And I'll talk to you next time. Please take care.